I'm going to drop the act for a little while, if that's all right with you.
Huh? What? He's not Irish? What? 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 Everything I've known is a lie! What's going on? Hi guys, I just want to take a second to thank all my patrons here who have donated to me. No matter how much they've donated to me, it really means a lot to me. And if you guys want, you can check out my Patreon and help support me continue to make yaoi videos. Thanks guys. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Chess of Blades. I think we're going for Sabre's route right now, and I brought us to the first choice. We're just going to be skipping past them really quickly. So this one is maybe some other time. I think that's what we answered the first time anyway, so nothing new there. Okay, the second choice is she might get in trouble. I don't remember what we chose last time. Did we choose that little brat? I think I might have. That little brat. Well, my first instinct is to be annoyed. I admit I'm a bit worried about what'll happen to the girl if she's found somewhere she's not supposed to be. At an official event, a servant's daughter frolicking around in the ballroom is something that would probably warrant punishment for both the girl and her parents. No, it seems like I did choose that last time. Why was I being so nice to the little brat? Okay, this one is still Who Does This Bastard Think He Is, which is what I chose last time.
Get your hands off me, you!
Because I wasn't feeling Franz's advances. And this one is I Can't Recall It. I think last time I chose I Remember. I think. Damn, I can't remember it for the life of me. Something that started with an L, I think. He gives me a vitriolic look when I remain awkwardly silent, as if I committed some unspeakable crime by not committing his name to memory.
I am called Linnaeus. Perhaps you should write it down a few times so you don't forget. Assuming you are literate, that is.
Asshole. I love this little asshole. We're going for him. Well, actually, we have to go for him last. Damn. Gods, talk about unpleasant. Did snooping over his shoulder really warrant this kind of treatment? Clearly the king tolerates him for qualities other than his horrible personality. Okay, stay in the crowd, which is definitely what I chose last time. What's done is done. I remember choosing that too. He got really pissed about it. He got really pissed when I said what's done is done. I have no idea what the hell his problem is. I think last time I chose have some cake, but this time it's have a proper meal. I guess Sabre likes his boys a bit meaty. Figuring Linnaeus' advice while admittedly unexciting is more reasonable, I pull up a vegetable dish rather reluctantly. It does smell rather good. I have to say, at least the king doesn't cut corners with his cooks.
Good boy. Perhaps you'll grow up big and strong, if you take care of yourself more.
I'm pretty sure I'm old enough to have stopped growing.
Okay, this choice is to love. I don't remember what I picked last time. I think I picked to success.
To the beauty of love, and to the hope that our lives shall be filled with it as we forge our paths as great men.
As I make a show of gazing inspiringly into the distance, I find myself wondering how I even got into this situation. Well, I'd rather them laugh at me than stare daggers at each other.
That was...
Is he just gonna make fun of me? This is what happened last time.
Indeed.
Oh dear, don't murmur in my ear, Franz. Okay, last time I picked we should have eaten together, but now it was horrible.
Yes, well, it was a rough meal. Let's leave it at that.
I see.
He looks a little disappointed at my lack of detail, but I've grown fairly immune to his innocent expressions. Oh shit. We don't get, damn, just because we're going for Sabre, it's like we don't even love him anymore. Well, I mean, we kind of don't.
You probably had it worse, though. I'm not envious at all.
I feel bad for him.
Well, I'll avoid them next time. Hopefully.
He gives me a rather pointed look, as if to provoke some response he's hoping for, but I willfully ignore him. Okay, I think last time I picked follow the voice. This time, looks like we have to ignore it. Yeah. Sorry, voice, but I've got to get to the bottom of this. I let the sound of my pounding heartbeat drown out the cry in the distance, sprinting after the disappearing black shape. But as I round the next corner...
This is...
I'm back in the main hall, but the only people here are a few guests in one of the corners sipping wine. Where the hell did that figure go? You can't just vanish into thin air, you freak. Growling to myself, I search around for any trace of the would-be assassin, but I don't have much luck. Unless he had a spare pair of clothes handy, there's no one around wearing similarly shady attire. Releasing a heavy sigh, I reluctantly head back into the corridor. Well, now that I've thoroughly lost the culprit, I might as well go get that thing in the storage room. Okay. Okay, we're supposed to look back this time. I think last time I said keep going, because I wasn't into a sweaty Irish body before. I'm still not.
Oh, the little peacock boys.
While I tug Arden around the corner, I catch a last glimpse of Sabre's skeptical expression the moment I glance back over my shoulder. He seems to be watching us. No, me specifically, with an expression that's less malicious than I was expecting, but the moment we make eye contact, he turns away. How quaint. I don't remember what I picked last time, but it's split up. Oh, I don't think I've... Oh my god, kick the puppy? Oh my god. Literally, that. I guess that means we're officially off Arden's route. Maybe. Oh my god, this poor baby. Exhaling a sigh, I offer the book to Arden, who takes it with a slightly puzzled tilt of his head.
I think we should split up and try to look for clues. Anything that might help us make sense of what's going on. You take a look through that book and see if there's something of use. I'm not really in the mood for a leisurely read right now, so I think I'll go and investigate some more.
You just take a look through that book and see if you can find anything useful in it. I mean, I already looked through it, so I don't think there's anything else in there. But you can waste your time while I go do the real investigation, Arden. Sorry. My directive causes Arden's eyes to momentarily widen before he averts his gaze, offering a reluctant nod.
If you say so, Riv, I guess I'll head back to my room.
Aww. It's pretty obvious you wanted us to stick together, Arden. Such a master of subtlety. Still, I can't really think straight when he's following me around. I need some time to brood over things myself. Oh my god, that poor baby. Turning away from Arden, I shove my hands in the pockets of my coat and head down the corridor, not looking back. Is this all new? I think this is all new from here. I think. He may be overtly honest, but he's not stupid. He can figure something out by himself, surely. I return to the main hall, wondering exactly where I should try and search. As I head down the stairs, I notice a steady stream of people heading into one of the side corridors, chatting excitingly as they go. Is there some sort of indoor event due to the rain? Or maybe this is just the ball. Driven by curiosity, I drift over in the direction of the crowd, trying to listen for any hint of what's going on.
So then he challenged him to a match, just like that. It seemed like they were friends then.
Well, what do you expect? Brutes like that need to get their aggression out somehow. I'm just glad it's not on us.
A snippet of a conversation gives me an idea of what's going on. Some sort of impromptu fight by the sounds of it, but who are the participants, I wonder? Could one of them be Sabre in all his sweaty Irishness? With no other idea of where to search for clues, I decide to follow the other guests in the hall, staying alert for anything that might be related to Hazel. The chattering seems to be growing more excited the further we head down the corridor. Before long, I can even hear the sound of cheers coming up from nearby. It must be a spectacular sight indeed to get this fickle and pompous crowd so worked up. Wait, where is this? We were in the castle a second ago. Did he say that we exited the castle? I don't know how to look back. I forget. Oh wait, here it is. Oh, wait, no, we just head down a corridor. This isn't a corridor? I'm confused. I'm so confused where this is taking place, but finally I step into a large chamber. Okay, it's in a chamber? It looks like we're outside, sort of, but okay. Joining a sizable audience circled around the center, it appears to be a dueling ring, or maybe just a storage chamber cleared out to serve the purpose of one. Must be a pretty big storage chamber. My eyes are quickly drawn to one of the figures standing in the ring. Is that the same gargantuan man Arden and I just ran into? Wasn't he complaining about the games being called off? What could have happened while we were talking to Linnaeus?
Oh, Kieran, I hope you're ready to be eating stone and dirt for supper.
Sabre's loud, booming jeers directed towards another man standing across the circle. While he's not as tall as Sabre, he's just as muscularly built. He seems like he could actually give the ginger-haired behemoth a run for his money. Oh, and don't I just wish he could wrap me around him with those bloody fists. That turns me on. Damn it, what's with all these beefy men walking around all of a sudden? Are they trying to make me feel inadequate? Or horny? Because it's working! I feel very horny!
Not today,
Oh.
old friend. I don't want to disappoint our kind audience by
Oh.
capitulating so easily.
Who's this? Who's this man? He's really making me horny. Was he one of the possible additional routes that the Kickstarter didn't meet the goal of? God damn. I think he might have been. Oh my god. Literally, he's so hot. Why is this man not... God, he needs to be a romanceable route. Fuck Sabre. I don't even know who he is, but I want him. Sabre's opponent, Kiran, calls back with a polite but playful retort, smiling confidently. He doesn't seem afraid, nor does Sabre appear to be antagonistic towards him. In fact, I'd say that there's an air of mutual respect about them, even if it's tempered with a healthy dose of rivalry.
Attention! The match shall commence on the count of 3.
Everyone quiets down when the announcer's voice echoes around the room. I stand at the edge of the ring to get the best view I can find. Finding myself a lot more excited and impatient than I probably should be.
3, 2, 1, begin!
Oh my god. I literally completely forgot how horrible some of Sabre's voice lines can be. They're hurting my ears sometimes when he yells. Like, I cannot be the only one who thinks that. As soon as the count ends, Sabre charges at Kiran like a tiger leaping at prey. For someone so large, he's incredibly fast. His long legs carry him forward with immense strides that equate to 5 of my own. What? How tiny are my legs? How tiny are my little boy legs? This is worrying. However, Kiran darts out of the way, deftly avoiding Sabre's first attack. He spins around immediately, then aims a high kick upwards towards Sabre's side. Why are we grunting along? I really thought that was going to land, but somehow Sabre seems to see the strike coming just in time to shift back. He answers Kiran with a swing from one of his bandaged fists. It's aimed directly for his solar plexus. I don't know what body part that is. I don't know where that is. It's aimed directly for his solar plexus and manages to connect, even if the impact is softened by Kiran's twisting to one side. Kiran winces, looking like the wind's been knocked out of him. If one of those million-sized fists had hit me like that, I probably would just have expired on the spot. What a woman.
This isn't boxing. This is more like a bar fight.
I know! Isn't it amazing?
Cheers and calls of encouragement start to rise around me from the gathering nobles, most of them young like me and eager to see blood being spilled for their amusement. What a barbaric lot. Then again, I'd be a hypocrite to call them out for it. After all, I'm almost hypnotized by the spectacle too. Sabre lets out a grunt as Chiron throws a punch to the side of his jaw, which connects with a loud thud. But while the force of that blow would likely send a normal man staggering, Sabre doesn't seem affected much at all. It's hard not to admire how stalwart he is, like some sort of immovable boulder. As I watch the two men dodge and strike at each other, I notice how giddy both of them seem to be. It really must be something, getting to push your body to its physical limits like that, relying on pure instinct and skill. I'm almost a little jealous. Even though they're trying to bash each other's heads in, it feels like there's a certain intimacy and camaraderie between them.
Take this!
Chiron, who's taken several rough hits to his abdomen and side of his face, suddenly slams his fist against Sabre's mouth. Even after the blow meets its mark, instead of pulling back, Sabre just yanks his leg up to knee Chiron in the stomach. The shorter man stumbles back, his face scrunched up in pain. Grinning widely, Sabre spits out a little blood to one side, wiping off his reddened lips with his forearm afterwards. He doesn't give Chiron any time to move away, however. Instead, the fiery-haired man lashes out to drive an uppercut against his chin, connecting solidly. I reflexively cringe. Chiron, who's built like three of me, still topples to the ground with that single tremendous strike. Sabre approaches him with slow, menacing steps, breathing heavily.
Get him, Sabre!
Ooh, more! I want to see more!
I like that one person. Get him, Sabre! A part of me wants to yell out for the two men to stop. I'd rather not see either of them lose. I don't think I could stomach what would happen if things go much further. But I can only watch, memorized as Sabre steps before Chiron, standing like a gargantuan statue over his fallen opponent, and extends a hand down to help him. Grunting, Sabre pulls Chiron to his feet, slapping him firmly on the back.
Your go! There's a good lad.
When the two of them exchange boisterous laughs, I start to feel silly for even worrying. It was easy to mistake the tension in the air for murderous intent, but really it's not much different from two wolves tussling with each other for play. Although disappointed voices rise from the crowd when the fight comes to a halt, they rise back up in cheers when Sabre grabs Chiron's hand and lifts it up.
We'll be having another go at this tomorrow, and if all of you don't come and watch, I'll hunt you down and eat ya!
Okay. So is this just happening, during our investigation with Arden and we were just missing it? I'm glad I blew off the investigation for this. Fuck Hazel. He bares his teeth with a loud growl, so much the spitting image of a ferocious tiger that I half expect him to suddenly sprout stripes. His antic illicit laughs and calls of praise from the gathered nobles, who then start to gradually disperse back outside, probably to find some new form of entertainment. As the crowd thins, I linger by the side of the pit, curiously observing the two fighters.
You really are next to unbeatable in hand-to-hand, Sabre. Still, if we were dueling with weapons, I promise you wouldn't stand a chance.
Oh, is that so? Well, your skills with a blade and spear are right fearsome, I'll give you that. Almost makes me quake in me boots here.
They share a chuckle, pushing playfully at each other's shoulders. Is this still in the same room? Are we just watching them, even though everyone else is dispersed? I'm really glad I blew off Hazel to spy on this man-meat while they're all sweaty and glistening after their fight. Fuck Hazel, who needs to investigate when I can watch these Irish men, or at least one of them's Irish, and sweaty? I feel a bit like a third wheel all of a sudden. So are we really just watching them? This feels weird. If we're really just going ahead and watching them awkwardly. Turning around, I head over to the door, my mood sinking steadily.
Oi! Just where do you think you're going?
Oh no, he noticed me. He noticed me watching his glistening muscles in the sunlight. Was that directed towards me?
Get back here, you golden-haired bird boy! Oh, what was his name? Oi! Rivian!
My ears are bleeding from Sabre. It was definitely directed towards me. I swivel around to see Sabre standing outside the pit, leering in my direction. Kiran too seems to have noticed and glances between us quizzically.
To know each other? Sabre, have you been making friends?
Although I haven't the faintest clue why he'd speak to me again, I approach Sabre a little cautiously. After seeing him in his tiger mode, it's hard not to feel a bit wary.
That might be a strong word for it. We just met earlier, after all.
Hey, what happened to the little red pup that was following you? He was attached to you like a damn leech.
Sabre's unexpected comment makes me pause. It's difficult to refute that one, isn't it?
Or maybe you're trying to get away from him. Oh, Kieran, you know how it goes, don't you? All the adoring squires that come after you.
He nudges Kiran's shoulder with a boulder-sized fist. Kiran, however, just seems to be carefully examining my expression, his brow furrowing ever so slightly with a faint concern. Is he concerned that I can't handle all the man that is Sabre? Trust me, Kiran, I've played with cucumbers at home. I can handle something as big as Sabre, trust me.
I think you're exaggerating a little, Sabre. But Rivian, right? It's dangerous to play with people's hearts, you know. You should tell someone sooner rather than later that they're unwanted company.
Yes, I quite agree. It's rather hard to do that when you're working together for the sake of an impromptu investigation, though.
Kiran blinks in surprise at my words. Sabre reacts more subtly, and for a split second, his features briefly contort in something like a pained look. What's with that face, I wonder?
Investigating? You mean the disappearance of the little girl?
Oh dear. I never thought about it before, but maybe I shouldn't be going around telling everyone about our investigation. You never know who could actually, be the culprit. They might be in this room. Especially since I'm not sure who I can trust. Let's see, should I play it off, or I can't help but be involved. Let's see, play it off. Play it off. Clearing my throat, I shrug my shoulders indifferently.
Right. But just as a way to pass the time, that's all. Haven't really discovered any valuable clues.
Kiran slowly nods, his head tilting to the side.
I see. Well, it's still good of you to try and help out. Right, Sabre?
This isn't the guy who died, is it? The guy who was fencing with Arden and then died. I don't think this is him, is it? Wait, what? Why is he so shocked? Did I miss something? Okay, I mean... When Kiran nudges his side, Sabre stiffens. After an uncharacteristic moment of hesitation, he scratches at his beard with his fingertips, nodding distractedly.
Aye, you're aye. I'm sure.
The moment of silence that follows feels oddly heavy. All of the other men have cleared out of the arena by now, leaving just the three of us. I could get gang raped. Finally, Kiran lets out a long sigh and claps a hand on Sabre's shoulder, offering a nod to both him and me.
Well, best of luck to you, Rivian. I'm going to go do some training for our rematch tomorrow, I think. If I come across anything that might help your investigation, I'll let you know.
After I give him a faint smile of appreciation, he steps out of the ring and heads for the door, rubbing at the spot on his face that Sabre's fist smashed into earlier with a slight grunt of pain. His figure soon disappears around the corner, and only Sabre and I are left in the large chamber. I should probably leave too, but Sabre looks like he wants to say something, and a strange compulsion keeps me rooted in place.
Well, Peacock, do you have time for a wee talk? It won't be nothing much.
Oh, you speak so gently to me now. Could it be I've charmed you with my feminine wiles? I was gonna say masculine, but no, they're not masculine at all.
Well, I don't see why not.
He's been acting odd for a little while now. In fact, there's next to no trace of the beastly aggressiveness he was radiating earlier, as if it never existed at all. Motioning with one large hand for me to follow, Sabre walks out into the hallway, apparently having a specific destination for our chat in mind. I have to jog to keep up with him due to my accursedly short legs. Thank you, dear father and mother, for passing down to me such wonderful physical traits. The gigantic fiery man leads me down a few of the corridors, seeming to brood quietly to himself all the while. Before long, we end up at the place I've already visited twice today, the storage chamber. Sabre gestures towards a decently sized crate that I could use for a chair, although he settles down on the ground himself. Now that I think about it, I don't think any crate in this room could support his weight and size. I lower myself onto the crate, swallowing anxiously. For whatever reason, I'm not really nervous out of fear for my safety, but rather this awkward atmosphere has me on edge.
I'm going to drop the act for a little while, if that's alright with you.
Huh? What? He's not Irish? What? 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 Everything I've known is a lie. What's going on? What? I don't... What? What? Is he not even foreign? What's going on? I mean, that red hair, he has to be foreign. Rivian is as shocked as I. This is beyond belief. What is going on? I don't understand. My jaw drops. Did he... Wait, that means his accent is...
It draws in the crowds a lot more if you give them what they want. A burly, brutish fighter from some rustic place. It's a part of the Sabre persona, you see. Although, the line between him and me is a little blurred now.
God, I am so shook. Top 10 anime plot twists. Sabre explains to me with a grimace, his features darkening.
So all of that gruffness, that's all just an act?
He nods a little, but a sly smirk spreads over his face for a moment.
Most of it. I'll let you decide which parts.
Now I can barely hear him over the music.
That's not what I wanted to talk to you about, though. I was more curious about, your investigation.
My investigation? Why are you curious about my investigation? I think we'll have to figure out why he's curious about the investigation in the next episode, guys. See you then, and thanks for watching. Bye!